check out the Patreon and gain access to all the source code. Hey, welcome back to this tutorial series, and today we will be doing part 6, so let's just get right into it. So we want to make this Paragon window open when we click the button for it. Pretty self-explanatory, but let's do that. So go to your Paragon System _core, so still in the add-on we are creating. In your state, Paragon System.state, write menu open, and here say false. We will be using this boolean. A boolean is true and false. We'll be using this boolean to open and close the menu. So let's go ahead and just get that added. So it's actually like, it's pretty easy to add stuff like this. So I'm just thinking if we should like make a new, let's have it in one function for itself. So function Paragon UI functions dot open Paragon window. Yeah. So let's do this. So it's actually, as I said, pretty easy. So you just do an if statement and say state, since we have the state stored here, and then menu opened or function. So when you do it like this means it's true. So this means it's like it's opened. So if the main menu opened is true, well, that means we wanna close it. So what we're gonna do is paragon.ui.frames.mainframe hide. That's what we do for hiding it, or closing it in air quotes. It's hiding stuff. And then we do an else statement, so it only does this if it's true, and if it's false, you just do basically the same thing, but say show here. And one more thing you obviously need is that since it's false when you are here, we need to set it to true now, because that would make sense that you update it to show what it should be. So hiding, then we set it to false, true, like if it's false already, we show it and set it to true. And now all you do is you copy this name, because we store it this way, and then you go down to your button here for opening and you put it in, and you now have it working as intended. So let's just go in here, write reload /reload, and now it's open. That's my bad. I forgot to hide it down here. Yeah, I forgot to hide it. So you gotta, I think I said it, explained it incorrectly before, but in the last part, but you gotta hide frames to not show them. I think I said it the opposite way, but yeah, you need to hide them, otherwise they show instantly. So hide the frame from start. Now, when you go in game, reload, and we click, boom, our thing is open. Let's click again. You see, right now it doesn't work because I probably missed some of the code out. Not something unusual here. So let's see, what did I do wrong? So, we set it to, oh, I know why. I hope someone picked this up, but I forgot to write state dot. I have the same thing. So, yeah, that's how you do it. So now you go in game and you say /reload And now you click the button, it opens, click the button again, it closes. That's my bad, but now you saw how easy it is to like forget to write something, but it's just important that keeping values like this inside a state namespace, I would call it, or a table as it is in Lua, is always a great thing, because then you have everything like together. So now we got that. Next part we want to do is that we actually want to start with creating the tab buttons. So the buttons like in game here, like the buttons that should be here. But we want to fix this like sizing of the window. Since I'm doing a tutorial, I already have the numbers for it, which I find perfect for me. But again, feel free to change it if you want to have it bigger or smaller or something. Just know that you need to change a bit of all the like sizing and stuff for that I'm doing in the tutorial, if you change any of the sizing here too. So let's go back into our Paragon System core, where we have it inside our add-on. In the config section, we go down a few, and here we want to have the window size. So window size equals, and this is a table where I will have the size of the window for the main frame, so the Paragon window. Width equals 400. Oh, my bad. 400, and comma, and then height. If I could spell, that would help. Or is it? Yeah, it's correct. It looks good. 500. Now we got the window size. Next, we want to do like Paragon open button size equals, this is just a button size for, so yeah, width equals 32 and height equals 32 again. Now we have that, and that is pretty much all I wanted to add here for now. So let's update our Paragon System _UI script inside the add-on still. So let's fix it here. Let's go to the button here. Say config.paragon. If I spell it, you know what? I'll just go and copy the Paragon open button size and say width, and config dot same again, and then height. So now it works by having that one. So the reason I'm doing this is that you don't, let's say you have like a big, really big add-on you made, and you want to change the sizing of something. Problem is that even in this code we are doing for this tutorial series, it's actually pretty long. I think it's over 1,000 lines in total for both the client and server side. Problem is that you would need to find these hard-coded values, and that's just not fun. The best way to do it in programming, like best practice, is actually to make a config file where you have everything stored. So that's why we're doing it. I'm trying to teach you the best ways to actually do it instead of just writing hard-coded values. And I speak from experience because I have done it before with like big code bases, and it's such a hell to go through and find these numbers. Oh, back on track. So config, we want to fix the window down here too. Config.paragon window size. I think I put. Okay, you know what? Let's just keep the name in here. Paragon window size. Copy it. Then I put it there. And then dot width again, and that height. Still getting used to this new keyboard. It's a little hot. So now that we have that, what we could do, we could also update these. So let's do that. Oh, my bad. So Paragon window. Paragon window. Where was it again? I want to write. No, that's the button. My bad. Paragon open button start location. And always remember a comma, otherwise it gives you a ton of errors. So this was the I think it's X it's called. You know what? Yeah, X equals, probably easier for people to understand it if I write X. So 2, 3, 5 and comma and then U, and that's 55 minus, I think. If I remember correctly, I will copy this, go back over here and just real quick change this to X. Oh, I forgot about the config again. I'm so great. Sarcasm. And rewrite config dot u. So now we just put it in, so it's much easier now to just change one value one place, and then it applies automatically in one config file. What we want to do here is like the frame text. We can real quick just make that. So let's do that. So I will keep the button and stuff together. Then I will this. Then I will so window title location, and that would be X0. And that would be, was it 15 minus 15? Yeah, that's minus 15. Yes. And let's just real fast update that. Just, I know it's a bit boring, but trust me, it will help you so much later down the line. It's one of those things you never realize how great it is until you mess up and don't do it, and then yeah, everything is hell. So now we updated those to just fix it and make it work. So we made the button show the window now. So what we can do now is we can start adding in some tabs. So let's first go back to our Paragon System _core and create the tab button data for them. As we created our fine little tab menu buttons up here, we do the code brackets again, and then 1, and then we write 4. So I will explain what each of these does, and then here I will just put in 2 icons. And feel free to copy. These are in WoW already, so no need to download them. Events, and let's just real quick copy these last ones. Just interface add-on. Yes. Expensive stuff. Okay, so reason I'm putting the 1 and 2 here is because that's the order. So I would suggest everyone to do like this: order, name, icon. So like this, then you can always just look at, oh, okay, that's the order. Order is important because we will use that value to like order how it would draw them. So if it draws, it would draw core and defense first. If you change these two values around, it will draw defense first and core next. So that's just how it works. But it's actually as easy as just adding a new line here to make a new tab button, because we'll make the code modular, so it's just like it looks at this table we have here and then use these data things we got here, or data, and build the buttons that way. So that's set up now. Now well, I can see the video is already 15 minutes long. Let's set up, what can we do here? Yeah, let's set up the tab, like the tabs first. So 1, and we're not done with that, just so 1 equals, and here. So let me explain. Reason we say 1 here is that this tab 1 should always match this number. So if let's say you had another one here and that was 200, and you added it, you wanted only these like upgrades under that tab, you would need to write 200 in here. So if I write 1 here and I had maybe a overpower and I had something that made my crit go up to 1000, I would need to write in here, in these, I would need to write 200 to make it understand that it should put that upgrade under the tab 200. Just so everyone is on the same page now. So these are the tab IDs, and you can even do it much better if you want. And what we can do is we can actually go down to the config now that I think about it and just declare them here. So tab IDs, tab IDs. This is probably just, yeah, it's gonna help a bit. So tab ID 1, or you know what? No, let's not do it like that. That's a lot more work right now. So let's keep it as is. We can always change it, and you're free to. You're welcome to try and change it too. It's easy, but just don't want to overwhelm people right now. So let's get this tab done. So we write container, and set it to nil. Then we write entries, and let me just see if I spelled that shy correctly. I just equals and then code brackets. Just open it up a bit here. So the container is the tab tab frame. So the way we want to make these tabs is that when you have a tab window, so like if you click on core, it opens this #1 tab and it shows this container. The container will hold all the upgrade UI parts in it. That way we, instead of like going through every upgrade and saying hide on everything when you change a tab, you only hide the container frame, and then everything hides and you can switch between them fast and easy. So that's why. And you only need one of these in each tab. Entries is the upgrades, so the UI upgrade part. So let's add them here. So first off, always you gotta start with what is called a key, you could say, and it's so important that you keep this key consistent across both your, what you would call it, both your your client add-on and the server. So I know mine will be called strength underscore stat. And yes, the stat part is important to keep if you want to follow the tutorial 100%. So set it to equals. That's a new table we open up now. And then I will show you how to add more, but this is just the strength upgrade we are adding here. Order equals 1. The order in here is so like what order it should draw the entries. So should strength be on top, that's 1. Then if maybe your agility upgrade should be on top, that would be order 1 and strength 2. So that's just how it works with drawing. So icon equals, and then you want to put in an icon for each of the stats. So I'll just copy mine here. This is just an inventory logo or icon, sorry. And next we want to say name. And this is the name that should be shown to the user. This name can be anything. It's just the name that is shown to the user, where this table name, the strength underscore stat, is the key for the database and the server to work together and know which thing to add, like add points to. So let's do that. Strength, yes, color, and then max points. Let's say 100. So that's the max amount of points you can put in into strength right now. This is just like for the UI side. Increase per click equals to 5. And next, the increase per click is like, that's the like telling the player that clicking on this will give you 5 strength. It's not increasing that by 5, but it's just showing the user or player what they get per click for it. The UI based part of it. Next is the points spent, and we will get to this in a later episode or part of the video, but this will be where we hold the points spent on the upgrade. That's 0, always 0 from start. Otherwise, or if you wanted to already have an upgrade in it, you can put that there. And then we want to store the UI elements. So elements and colon and not colon, sorry, equals code signs or code brackets. Here we say tab item frame. This is the frame for this upgrade. Everything inside the UI elements self-explanatory, but everything for the UI for this stat will be stored in here. We store these values in here because then we can always like get in contact with the stats or the entry, the upgrade, the stats like UI parts, like updating the points spent and updating the colors of the text or something. So tab item icon no tab item name text and comma tab item increase per point equals nil comma per point, maybe I should remember to write text. Tab item points tab item points added text. Sorry, I'm really bad at spelling on this keyboard still. Tab item increase button to hold the button. Nice. So now we're actually done with our first upgrade. So that's how you add a new stat in. Then if you would like to like add a new agility part or agility one, you will just like write comma here inside the entries if you want it inside the same tab. You can just copy this. Remember to always change like this and change this to be agility or whatever you wanted this next stat to be. Remember to change the icon if you want another icon, which I would think you would like. And remember to change these if you can't upgrade more than, if you can't upgrade to 100, maybe 50 only. And remember to change this one to something else if you don't want 5 per click. And last thing is just write agility and then underscore stat. So your upgrade's name underscore stat. Always do that in uppercase. That was all for adding this tab. And now we have already made 2 tabs. Let's just before the video here, before I end it, let's add the next like tab, and then let me show you how you do that. It's actually pretty simple. So you just copy all of this, and since you just a tip, if you feel this is overwhelming to look at, you can just go over here and click to like make them drop down, you could say, so you don't see it. But if you mark everything here, it will copy the text, so don't worry about that. So now we just copy the whole tab, go down after a comma up here, paste it in, then you can remove, like you can just remove this, because in the tutorial here I will just make 1 stat in here. And then next you do is just write 2. Now this is tab 2. And you are pretty much, I'll just like move these things a little so it looks a little better. Not needed, it's just, yeah, I can't handle looking at it badly set up. That's just me. So what you want to do now is basically just do like this. Yeah. So now we have the tab 2. So this is what you can do is just do like this, tab 2 and tab 1 up here, just so you can figure it out yourself. Tab 2 or 1, sorry, 1. And what we want to do now is that we want to add that one as defense. So we would just change this to defense stat. The other icon, we would change it out with the new icon for this one, and order 1 is fine because this is order 1 in tab 2. And next thing is just the defense you change, and let's say we want to make this one 55 only, and per click is still 5. Or no, you know what? 150. Yeah, why not? So now you have strength stat, agility stat, and defense stat added for the UI part. And it will work now. When we draw the tabs and when we draw the stats, it will work no problem. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's been a long one, but the next part we will actually start drawing the buttons, tab buttons, menu buttons, and we'll maybe, if we can do it in the same video, we will do the same for the tabs. So we will begin drawing these, the UI for these. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider leaving a like and a subscribe. See you in the next one.